All right, man. I did low key terrorist abomination part 2 3 years ago. It was a long time ago, so I've kind of people change, they progress, opinions change. But in those videos, a lot of people said, "Hey, react to MC Abdul shouting at the wall." So I don't know a lot of the context. I want to say MC Abdul's he's Palestinian maybe. But you guys cue me in, so I'm gonna go in with an open mind. You guys cue me into exactly the scenario here, but I'm just gonna first impression, absorb, and kind of see what this is about. So let's get right into it.
I'm exhausted. Last night I couldn't sleep, but when I did, I could hear bombs in my dreams. Nightmare situation. How could they be so evil, making martyrs out of children and innocent people? We expect the bombs, not knowing where next. Huddle in the corner of my room, trying to protect my little brother as the building shakes like it's possessed. But nothing stronger than the will of the oppressed. I bomb back with my lyrics and rhymes, living the times trying to break the Palestinian minds. What's hiding in the clouds hanging over my head? My dad risks his life outside to buy bread. The fourth war in my
Oh man, yeah, this is heavy, man. I mean, these kids are walking around on rubble, and it's powerful to hear a kid, sitting down. Just thinking about this kid sitting down and writing this out. And they hear a bomb go off, the ground shakes, and he's trying to protect his little brother. Powerful, man.
My dad risks his life outside to buy bread. The fourth war in my 12th year. At this stage I'm numb, though I haven't feel scared. There's nothing I can do in this case to stay safe. I'm brave, even though this house could be in my grave. I want freedom for the population. 2 million prisoners living in this location, shouting at the wall, but nothing is ever changing. That's life under an occupation. I want freedom for the population. 2 million prisoners living in this location, shouting at the wall, but nothing is ever changing. That's life under an occupation. Mothers mourn, fighting with grief.
So before he gets into the next verse, man, so it sounds like he's Palestinian, in Gaza, and I mean, very incredibly dense population. There was in Gaza. I don't like. There was a certain point with what's been going on between Israel and Hamas, and Palestinians and Israel, and then you have all these different regional players as well. I at a certain point I was like, man, I need to take a step back from this. So last time I was tuned in, Israel was still. They actually had just done a ceasefire, and they were working out prisoner exchanges and hostages. And I hit a point where I was like, man, I just, it's fucked up to say, but for my own sanity, I was like, you know what, man, I gotta just take a step back from it. I mean, I've got, like, maybe it's selfish, but I've got shit that I'm dealing with. I've got things I'm dealing with, so I kind of, that's why I removed myself from that. It is what it is. But it sounds like he's talking about, that's what you have 2 million Palestinian prisoners under essentially Israeli occupation. So I don't know if this is the West Bank, and I don't know if the wall is on the West Bank, or if this is in Gaza. The only reason I say Gaza because the population density, 2 million people. Yeah, man. I mean, it's just the whole situation is tragic. And I know it sounds cliche, whatever, man. It's really tragic to see. I mean, the initial attack, and then Israel is gonna respond, but you don't know how, and then they respond how they respond, and it's horrific. And it's like, man, the women and the children dying. It's it's disheartening, man. It's like, this is it's 2023, and this is still happening. It's not gonna change. Like, this is. People still want to kill each other. Like, our primal instincts are not. That might sound harsh, but it's true. Our in this conflict in particular, man. Like, this isn't like somebody stole somebody's bike. Like, this shit has been going on for thousands of years. If you really want to go back, I mean, this Holy Land has been, genocide has been committed by multiple groups of people in the name of this holy land over the course of history. So it's a complex one, man. It's not as simple as like do this or do that, or it's like, man, there's a far too much to consider to make, you know, it's like no matter what you do too, it's going to be the wrong, like you're not going to have the perfect response or the perfect anything with a situation like that, man.
That's life under an occupation. Mothers mourn, frightened with grief. White sheets covered by his dad lie on the streets. Buildings turn to ash, but my mind is made of steel. So it doesn't take much for me to heal. Won't lose the will to live or lose our minds. My auntie lost her home, so she lost her life. But she is still alive, but traumatized by the bombs that flew in and dropped that night. My sister couldn't sleep, tried to stop her cries. I said it was fireworks, I was telling her lies. Where's the compassion? This is heartless. It's like they want us all living in darkness. Cutting off water and electricity for hours. They're knocking towers, but that's not knocking the power that I have in my pen. When I'm writing, I'm unstoppable. The microphone is the only escape possible, cause that's the way that I can speak my mind. I wonder how does the fighter pilot sleep at night, knowing he can turn the city upside down all of a sudden, slaughtering families with the push of a button.
Yeah.
I want freedom for the population. 2 million prisoners living in this location, shouting at the wall, but nothing is ever changing. That's life under an occupation. I want freedom for the population. 2 million prisoners living in this location, shouting at the wall, but nothing is ever changing. That's life under an occupation.
Wow, man. So all of like the war in society, like the grander schemes aside, this kid's talented. In order to write that, and you know, I'm glad he has an outlet, and I really hope, you know, whatever happens, I really hope he can stay safe. You know, it's tough, man. It's tough to see that. You know, it's like it makes you ask, like, what can I do? What can I do? I mean, I'm not rich. I mean, I'm barely scraping by as it is. It's like, man, what can I do in a situation like that other than, I mean, I hope by reacting to this, I'm at least, you know, gonna spread some awareness to, like, you know, there's this, like, this is the perspective of a Palestinian kid living, I don't know if it's, once again, in Gaza or the West Bank, but this is, you know, this is his perspective. And so it's like, no matter whether you agree, disagree, or if you're pro-Israel, pro-Palestine, like whatever, I don't care. It's important to look at the different perspectives. And so this definitely, this gave me some things to think about, man. So hopefully I help enlighten other people's perspective as well, just to, you know, what's going on in the perspective of the children. You know, that's the, that it's such, like, the children, man, it's like, fuck. That's what really, you know, that's what's really hard about it, truly. I'll wrap this one up. If you guys did like it, feel free to like, subscribe, comment, recommend, or don't. Whatever suits you. Thank you for watching. Take care wherever you are in the world. Take care of yourself, and your family and your loved ones as best you possibly can. Even if it means making hard decisions. Take care. Thank you.